The second you, like, pull out your phone and the screen lights up, you hear, like, a scree and a ruffle, and then thump. And the Mothman is in the nest now.
No. Back up.
Does anyone have a med kit or, like, healing magic? Just wondering.
What did you do?
There is so much that's going on. Is anyone here a bird hunter?
I could help with that. I do have a sniper rifle, and I have dealt with a few, long-range enemies. Luke, you see two hands kind of reach up around the nest, and then Sheena pulls herself up. Dan shoots Mothman right in the heart.
He killed the Mothman. Sorry, West Virginia. Country roads. Take me home.
I'm heading over to the church.
Sheena, it has been a bit. Not gonna lie, I'm a little bit miffed, Sheena. Here is a play-by-play events. Luke is chased into town by a monster. The monster is adopted. You go into the woods, are immediately separated and attacked by multiple monsters. Luke is kidnapped. No! First, you piss off Brawna Doyle. Sheena eats a dude. You then go into the woods. You all get separated. You activate 4 to 5 monsters in those 2 sessions. No, 5 to 6! 5 to 6 monsters, because we're counting Leggy and Sheena. You go into the woods, you manage to recover one of the missing boys, you kill one of the monsters that is not even one of the main things you pissed off, just one of, like, the baby side issues. You come back to town, you continue to lengthen several other mysteries with the church, and you're like, we solved the mystery, right? We did it? Nightmares are commonplace in Eden's Grove. The night is filled with tossing and turning, murmuring and whimpers deep into the night and until morning. The kinds of nightmares you don't wake up from and don't remember, but leave a bad taste in your mouth all day. Civilians see visions of their past or the stresses of the day. Some see possibilities and fragile futures in the night. But those aren't the only kind of nightmares in Eden's Grove. There are the walking, breathing kind, the sort that prowl through the woods, and lay under lakes, and walk teetering through streets unseen. And of course, that is just the beginning, because we are now going to roll Nightmares, which is a special move that Eden's Grove has, because Eden's Grove has moves.
Oh boy.
So.
You want us to roll low, right?
Nightmares. When you go to sleep in the town, roll plus the monsters you've killed. There's 2 on the slain list now.
Oh.
Does Luke count in that?
Yeah, everyone is taking a +2 to this roll. And remember, you want to roll low on this one. So if you get a 10 or higher, you get to mark experience.
Riley, damn it, you know I'm terrible with rolls.
I just had a heart attack. I'm fine, though.
I got a 9.
I got
Okay.
a 7.
I panicked because I got a 2, and then I realized, oh wait, that's good.
Yeah. Okay. Sheena, you sleep like a baby. It's great.
With all my Fresno Nightcrawlers.
Yes. Yeah, we're gonna get to that, don't you worry. Alright. Whew. Finley. You are in the woods, and all the trees look like you. Each and every single one of the trees is shaped exactly like you, and as you run through the woods, they turn...
Can you describe this a little more? Is it giant versions of me? Is it a carving of me in the bottom of the tree?
Yeah.
Or is it just, like, normal-sized me's everywhere? And how do I know it's a woods?
The trees are massive, and they are shaped exactly like you, and they do have, like, branches coming off them and stuff. It looks like they grew organically to look just like you.
Ah, like Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Kinda, except this is original IP, and I'd appreciate it. Yeah. You are running through the forest, and all the Finley trees are, like, turning slowly and watching you. And as you are running through the forest, you hear these sharp bells that are getting closer and closer. And when you look down at your hands, they are made out of wood. And you realize you are also made out of wood. And that is when the fire starts and starts to slowly sweep up the entire forest, and you wake up in a cold sweat.
You were the changeling all along.
I was, apparently.
Luke.
Yes.
Okay, so you... Oof, this is gonna be a fun one. Okay, so you know how... Okay, so imagine The Sims, right?
Oh no.
And you know how in The Sims you can move walls and things. Like you can click and drag and move things around. Imagine that you are in a Sims version of Eden's Grove, and all the buildings have been pulled just like a tile apart, so all the buildings are disjointed. All of the walls are just a little bit too far from each other to touch. The roof is floating just a little bit above the walls, and all of the windows and the doors are floating just a few inches away from the wall they're supposed to be in. And everything around you is just also disjointed in this manner, like kind of like a kit manual, like it's instructions on how to put a town together, but it's showing the step right before everything has been constructed. So it's like, and this is how you put a house together. You get all these things, and you put them in this general shape, and then you attach them. But nothing is attached. Everything is separated.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, and you're just in this town now.
Oh, yay.
Mm-hmm. Would you like to walk around? Would you like to look at things?
Oh, it's an interactive.
Wow, why does she get to move in her dream?
Hey, come on.
Terrifying. Okay. Yeah. Luke's gonna walk around.
Mm-hmm.
Um.
So, as you walk through the town, everything is just getting more and more disjointed and more separated, and you start to see the models are being put together wrong. Like, you see a car that just, the tires are just attached to the doors, and the doors are all open and, like, backwards, and you see a fire hydrant, but it's just upside down and shoved in the ground.
Oh, that's not fun.
Yeah, no, it's not fun. And the farther you go, like, things start to lose color and start to lose detail, and they just look like like detailless models, like a 3D model that has not been given detail or anything yet. It's just shapes. It's just shapes, like comically sort of in the area of buildings, and nothing is attached to each other. Everything is disjointed.
Can I
And-
try to touch one of the walls?
Yeah, for sure. Go for it, Thug.
I'm gonna try touching one of the disjointed shaped wall things.
It falls over like a cardboard box, like, and the roof goes flying and explodes, and all the walls just go, like, falling over in different directions, and the doors and the windows just shatter and go crazy.
It's a video game glitch.
It looks like a video game glitch, exactly.
Oh god, that's terrifying!
And you see this person that is standing next to you,
Oh god.
and you can't make out any details of them at all. Like, you can see a human shape, and that is all you can take in and register with your brain. And they just kind of, like, cross their arms and meditatively raise up one of their hands to their face. Like, oh, I really need to think about how I put this back together. And you wake up.
That's terrifying!
That's like one of those dreams where you just like wake up with like a really weird feeling in your gut, and that's it.
Yeah. I would like to reiterate, you guys don't super remember these nightmares.
That's even worse, because, like, all of a
Yeah.
sudden you're terrified for no reason.
Okay. So, Sheena,
Yeah?
I rolled dice to see
Oh no.
how many Fresno Nightcrawlers live with you now.
So, what? How many?
The answer is 8.
Good. Ugh.
So, how's that going?
I'm gonna put that on my sheet so I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Inventory.
You know, we're still not allowed to have pets.
My inventory
Yeah.
is 8 Fresno Nightcrawlers.
Mm-hmm. You just... They're... How's your apartment looking? Not good, it seems.
Yeah, it's probably a mess.
Yeah, it's probably a mess. What are you doing to manage that?
Sheena is probably currently trying to pack all of her valuables and shove them in a chest under her bed.
Okay, and everything is just disarray and you're trying to salvage what you can and put it in a safe area?
Yeah,
Okay.
flapping around a few night crawlers along the way.
Yeah. I will point out that while this is happening, the first leggy follows you around.
Ah!
Like, while the other ones are, like, jumping on the couch and, like, kicking walls and slamming their heads into lamps and stuff, like, Leggy is following you around and just watching you.
I love it.
While there's just utter chaos in the background.
I love it.
You need to name them.
Yeah, I do. Have I figured out what they can eat yet?
No, you have not investigated that at all.
Can I roll for that?
Yeah, for sure.
I'm just gonna, like, pull out the chest that, as I stuff a bunch of stuff in, I'm looking at, like, all of the stuff that she brought from Japan, like, all the herbs and stuff that she uses for magic, and she's like, does he eat any of this?
I think that would be, investigate a mystery, because I think this is a mystery.
Okay.
Roll plus sharp.
That's a 9.
A 9. Okay, so you hold one and get to ask one of the questions from below.
Let's see.
What happened here? What sort of creature is it? What can it do? What can it hurt? What can hurt it? Where did it go? What is it going to do? And what is being concealed here?
I mean, a mix of what sort of creature is it and what is being concealed here.
Okay, well, you only get to ask one question.
What do eat?
Okay, I'm just gonna do what is being concealed here as, like, what information is being concealed here.
Yeah.
So, what you learn through exposure all night, because you don't get much sleep, and the sleep you do have is just raw. Oh wait, no, yeah, you slept well. Never mind.
It's because I probably passed out.
Yeah, you pass out and have the best sleep.
She's very well fed right now.
And when you wake up, 3 of them are just standing on you. But what you learn is that they do not eat anything. But 2 things: they seem to need water. Like, they shrivel up like raisins.
Oh no!
But, like, when they get water, they, like, kind of absorb it through their skin and refill. And also, they're like the Energizers. They're like the Energizer Bunny. They need, like, movement and, like, chaos. They need to be doing things to keep them, like, active. Like, the second they stop doing stuff, they kind of just, like, pass out.
Oh no!
And so, if they want to go, they just gotta go.
Okay. Sheena's gonna just fill the tub full of water.
Okay, they all just stand in the tub and stare at you. And they like, their heads turn in unison.
Oh gosh.
Sheena pats them all on the head.
They all, like, make the little, like, meeps together in
Yes!
unison and, like, purr.
Oh, they purr!
Yeah.
I'm in love!
They meep and they purr. What more could you want in a pet?
Finley's like across the hall trying to get some rest after her nightmare and just hearing all this thumping coming from the Sheena's room.
Yeah, it's rough. Finley, do you have, like, a radio, or do you watch the news on the TV?
Sure, yeah.
Okay, so as you're going about your morning ritual and you turn on the TV, which just happens to have the local news network on it for some reason, and you don't remember leaving it on that channel, but the reporter is going over about how a house in Eden's Grove collapsed last night, and no one knows the causing of it.
Huh.
Luke, what have you done?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so what are your plans for today, everybody?
Finley wants to go shopping.
Rad. So do you text that to everybody and be like, yo, shopping spree, we need to stock up?
Yeah.
Luke wants to go because he's been staying in the motel for a while. He wants to talk to Carmilla and be like,
Okay.
need a place to stay.
Alright. So do you guys want to meet at the Red Wine Lounge first and, like, discuss plans?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sheena texts that, says, sure, meet at Red Wine Lounge.
So you have to wait until noon because it doesn't open until noon.
That's fair, Sheena's busy.
Sheena's so busy. It is chaos. Your apartment, it is so rough. But when you reach the Red Wine Lounge, it is mostly it is mostly empty except for a few patrons and Carmilla, who is laying down behind the counter.
Luke kind of walks in and he goes, hi, Miss Carmilla.
She, like, when she sees you, she, like, starts to get up quickly. She, like, pulls herself upright and, like, starts dusting off, her shirt and, like, straightens her, shorts a bit, and she's like, oh, hi. I'm really sorry. I did not sleep well this morning.
Apparently no one did.
I slept fine.
Lucas, that's perfectly understandable, honestly. You had mentioned, like, a day or two ago that you had a place for me to stay if I needed one?
Oh, absolutely. I have a guest room that just opened up.
I'm sorry, Riley, that's so ominous.
Sheena glares.
She's like, I had a committed roommate situation, and they live somewhere else now. So I would just love it if you moved in. I could really use the company. And she smiles at you, and it's a really pretty smile.
Luke blushes, but he goes, yeah, okay. Sounds good. And he's, like, rubbing the back of his neck.
Alright, so I can expect you to move in tonight?
Should be, yeah. Yeah, should be.
Fantastic. I'm looking forward to it. And she pats your face and goes, I will not help you move in anything.
It's not like I have a lot to move in.
Even better.
Riley, out of character, this is so ominous, dear God.
She does like a shampoo commercial hair toss.
Oh my god, this is so ominous.
Yeah.
Luke just goes, thanks. And he walks back to Sheena and Finley and he goes, why do I get the feeling that, like, she's just waiting to pounce or something?
Yeah, what did I tell you?
I am.
Mm-hmm. I know you are.
I have excellent hearing.
I also shouted that. I know you can hear me.
Luke just goes, you know what, it's worth it. He gives a shrug and throws his hands up like, if I die by a pretty girl, I die by a pretty girl. That's how I go.
I'm trying really hard to think of something really good for her shirt to say on it, but I can't think of anything right now. But, like, in a perfect world, she would point down at her shirt, and across the chest it would say something really ironic and creepy.
Yeah, I don't know.
It probably just has a mustache on it. Yeah, she's just wearing, like, a mustache shirt right now. I've decided.
Yeah, Luke's just like, if I die by a pretty girl, I die by a pretty girl. That's how I go. Not the worst way to go.
Yeah. Okay.
I can't believe you're so on board with this.
She's pretty and she gets a little flustered around me. What can I say?
Finley shrugs, and they're like, well, if she kills you, my room's open.
He'll be dead.
We don't know that.
That's true.
Oh god.
So, do you want to have, like, an in-character talk about your upcoming plans, or do you want to just, like, abstract it for a moment?
In character?
Okay.
That's always fun.
Have that conversation, by all means.
Finley leans forward and is like, I need better weapons.
Okay, and Luke leans away from Finley a bit and goes, that's a little terrifying, but to be honest, and then he kind of like,
You didn't fight a 9-foot giant. I fought the 9-foot giant.
I would just like to clarify, it was 13 feet tall.
Luke goes, I got kidnapped by a moss thing. Chill. And then,
So maybe you need some better weapons too.
what weapons am I gonna have? I don't even have a gun. I don't live here.
You need either a gun or a sword or something that can kill.
No.
A nice sized knife, maybe?
Yeah, a Bowie knife would be good.
No.
Okay, you're gonna die soon. It's gonna be a real shame.
Well, okay, thanks for the vote of confidence. I want to get some books. This town has some weird stuff, and I want to know more about this stuff.
Carmilla saunters over with a Bloody Mary and takes, like, a long sip. And it's like, okay, so you're talking about weapons?
Yes.
Weapons and books, apparently.
Oh, well, you could go to that nerd's library if you want books. But if you want to get good weapons, I hear the best place to go is the furniture store.
The furniture store?
What?
Sells weapons.
They make deals.
I am very interested in that place, though. Seraphiel seemed very against it. Same with the Denny's.
Maybe you could go to the church? Maybe Henry has something, though I doubt it.
Out of character question.
Go for it.
How much money do we have?
You have enough money to stay in town fictionally.
We have jobs, as well as the fact that in a small town where everyone knows you, you can set up tabs and pay them back.
I mean, Sheena doesn't have a job. Really.
Carmilla is like, so there used to be a guy. He went into the woods. Haven't seen him since.
Another boy in the woods.
How many does that make?
There were 3 then yesterday, but
There's
now
2 right now.
Oh, wait! Is this the same guy as Henry's brother?
Okay, so that makes 38.
What? Luke kind of like, what do you mean 38 people? What?
Carmilla's like, okay, Luke, sweetie, people go missing sometimes.
Yeah, but 38 people in...
Also, there is strong evidence that Henry's brother is not in the woods. He has been seen around town.
Has he?
You said that.
Huh.
That doesn't mean that he's not sometimes in the woods.
Another sip from the Bloody Mary, and Carmilla's like, I have seen him, but I haven't seen him in town recently.
Well, maybe he's in the woods as of late.
If you see Ed, tell him I said hi.
Alright. Yeah, I guess we're going shopping at... Well, we haven't decided where to get weapons, but I guess we're going to Henry's.
Mm-hmm.
We can get books first.
Yeah, let's go to Henry's.
It'll make more sense for Luke to read them while we're looking at weapons.
There's also a library, I would like to point out.
I don't feel the library would be that helpful.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
Not for what we want.
Luke kind of goes, well, there's always going to be, like, mythology books in a library, and that could be helpful.
That's true.
I will point out that, like, I have library down on the major town locations and NPCs for that place. So I'm never just gonna send you to a library because a town probably has a library. If I bring up a location, it's got stuff there. But yeah, you can hit up Henry's first. That makes sense in character.
I think Sheena would also like to see if he has any magic books.
Okay. So, Star Wipe, you are at Henry's now. And Henry is at his desk, and he is making notes in, 3 separate binders.
Hey, Henry, Luke says.
He yelps and jumps 3 feet in the air, and when he lands, he has his knife out.
Whoa, buddy, chill.
Hi, Henry.
Whoa.
You okay there, buddy?
Sorry, I thought you were someone else, and
Who did you think we were?
I thought you were anybody else?
Who?
Just other people?
It would be nice to know.
Really? You're like the 3 people I get along well with?
That's really sad.
You could have been Brana?
Brana come round here too?
Finley nods at the mention of Rana, like, I see. Makes sense.
Luke is like, get it.
You could have been... And he just slumps down into his chair and just puts his knife... He puts his knife into a binder and just closes it and puts it, on a shelf.
Do you think maybe you should start locking your door more often?
Yeah.
That would be a bad business practice.
I also don't recommend pulling that knife out every time, because what if you pull it out on Carmilla? That's not gonna end well.
I think she would consider it flirting, honestly.
Probably.
Luke blanches and jerks his head back and he goes, what kind of flirting have you been doing with Carmilla?
Mostly she threatens me and I cower.
That's not at all what mine has been like. Okay, let's skip the conversation of Carmilla now.
Okay. It's probably for the best. He seems pale, you guys.
Ugh.
Luke just places his hands on Henry's desk. How many books I could borrow? Because I just recently got kidnapped by what they're saying is Mothman. And he points back at Finley and Sheena. And I would like to know what the heck that is. And, besides just, it's Mothman. I don't know much about Mothman. And, all that stuff.
I don't really have books. I have binders and notes. I certainly do have something on the Mothman. Let me...
We don't need anything on the Mothman anymore.
Why not?
That's right. Finley, did you clean out your trunk yet?
No.
Oh lord, have you been driving around town with just a truck full of bloodstains?
Yes.
Oh no!
Okay.
Which reminds me, do you have a hose nearby?
No, this is like a strip mall.
Do you have a chisel and a Tupperware to put dried blood into?
Yeah. And he goes into a back room and comes back with a Tupperware and hands it to you, and he's like, I don't have a chisel, but I do have a lot of Tupperware for samples and for my own experiments.
I just remembered, we have a crap ton of water bottles of holy water.
That is right.
I can use a couple of those to scrub it down.
Could I have one of those?
I think we should keep that holy water. We paid a lot of nothing for it.
Could I have that, though?
You can have one.
You can go to the church.
They don't like me there.
Fine.
I will let you have one.
You can have one. I'm imagining we have, you know those giant, 64 packs of water bottles?
Yeah.
And it's just, it's been opened, and then all the water has been, put back in.
Yeah. You give him back the one water bottle, and he's like, okay. And he looks at the truck and walks it back into the back room and comes back, and he's like, I am very excited to see what I can do with that.
Sheena's working on just scraping off dried blood with her nails.
Oh no.
I need to add a bunch of holy water to my gear. I forgot to do that.
If, again, I really wish this were the sprawl so I could advance, 18 clocks.
Oh no!
Oh, man.
Alright, Sheena passes a Tupperware over to Henry, and her hand is all covered in dried blood.
Luke, while Finley and Sheena are dealing with the car, Henry, gestures you over to the bookshelf. Do you follow him?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so he smiles at you and is like, I do have some notes I would love to share with you if you could be a little bit more specific about what you're wanting.
Anything you got.
Okay, but these are my personal notes and I don't feel very comfortable with giving them away. It would take a while to photocopy everything. Do you mind waiting?
Do you have anything on Grendel and his mother?
I do.
They're in the lake.
Oh. He walks to his desk and opens up a drawer and he pulls out a really big binder that's just labeled lake. And he drops it and it makes a thud sound on his desk.
Sheena, let's never go to the lake again.
I concur.
The lake?
Kind of goes, but it's cool.
What?
The lake is, without a doubt, the most dangerous area in maybe the whole world? If Eden's Grove is the worst place on Earth, the lake is the worst place in Eden's Grove.
So you're saying this place is literal hell?
It's maybe like a portal to hell? Or like a hell lake? Or like a satellite state of hell?
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's really bad, you guys. They said there's a dragon in there at one point?
Luke's face just lights up. He goes, no.
He opens the binder, starts flipping through, and he pulls out a very blurry picture of what is definitely, you see a giant, serpentine body, big, massive arms with claws, and huge bat-like wings, and this majestic, crowned with horns head.
This entire time, Finley is just, making notes of get anti-dragon weapons, get anti-blank weapons.
It's like, this thing ate 18 hunters, and we haven't seen it since.
It's probably hibernating.
Luke spins around on his heel and goes, we need to go back to the lake. It's so cool. Look at that.
We are not going back to the lake!
We will go back to the lake if Luke fights whatever comes out of the lake.
Ah, yes. We will sit on the sidelines, and you will deal with whatever comes out of the lake.
Luke, personally. Only Luke.
Why can't we just, observe? Go to the lake, observe, and then hightail it back to town.
Because last time we stood next to the lake, well, you guys stood next to the lake, something came out and tried to eat you.
That reminds me.
You let me hightail it back to my bike.
Yeah, that's what you tried to do, and it didn't work out.
You wouldn't have made it.
Okay, it's not my fault that thing was 13 feet tall. Leave me alone.
The next thing might be 20 feet tall.
You see that dragon? It's probably 80 bajillion times that size.
Okay, but that's just not scientifically accurate. But,
Bajillion.
Excuse me.
confrontation makes me nervous. If you could maybe have this fight elsewhere, that would really help my anxiety.
I apologize.
Thank you.
I was actually wondering if you had any books on types of magic, something that I could study on that.
I have some books on alchemy.
That would be interesting.
And I know where you can get more.
Do tell.
Well, there's a bookshop / rent a book place in town, run by a friend of mine. His name is Percy. He has a lot of weird antique books there. A lot of good stuff. a lot of books that are not generally considered real, but are there, and you could just ask him for them. I'm sure he would be happy to let you have them.
All right.
So that settles it. That's where we need to go get the stuff, the books.
Yeah, because Henry's not gonna let us take any of his.
And that's fine, I understand. I just need information.
Henry hands you a folder from the binder, and it's just marked Grendel and Grendel's mother and a question mark, and hands that to Luke.
Thank you.
Please bring it back.
We should probably give that to Finley then, because Finley has the binder that is taking all the notes on the monsters.
Yeah.
Okay. He takes it from Luke and then hands it to Finley.
So don't lose that, Finley.
Okay.
Just cleaning the car.
Yeah.
Goodness, there's so much blood.
They, set it on, on the edge of the car.
Oh, yeah, Finley is out there. Okay, never mind, that doesn't happen. He just leaves it with Luke, because Luke is there. He's inside the building, whereas you guys are outside, I guess.
Okay. Let's head over to the library place, kind of.
Okay.
Percy's Book Antiques.
So, cool thing about Eden's Grove, when you spend a lot of time on the roads, it activates one of Eden's Grove's moves.
Good.
Who is leading this? I guess it would be Finley, because Finley is the one with the truck.
I'd say Finley.
Finley's driving.
Yeah, okay. So, Finley, when you travel Eden's Grove's roads for an extended amount of time, roll plus dead monsters, so roll plus 2.
Alright. I got a 9.
Okay. So, you make it to the bookstore that Henry was talking about perfectly fine. It is... I think it's just called, Percy's Book Antiques or something. It's like a hole in...
Percival's Antique Store.
Yeah, it's like a hole-in-the-wall, mom and pop's bookstore. And it is just full to the brim with, old books.
Awesome.
Good.
Sheena just starts looking for magic books.
When you all three enter the bookshop, you see, it smells like old books in here.
Yes.
The entire place is just stuffed full of books. There's, so many bookshelves, and they're placed so close to each other that, going down an aisle is you have to turn sideways. And they're just, full to the brim with these massive books. There's just, stacks of books on the floor that kind of teeter precariously, and there's carts that are full of books, and in the towards the back you see a desk that is just covered in books also, and you see a young 20-something person who has very pale blonde hair and is wearing glasses and has these green eyes, and he is reading a book, and when he sees you guys come in, he kind of slowly closes it and places it on top of a pile, and he's like, hello, how may I help you?
Hi, are you Percy?
Yes.
That was a long pause.
I'm sorry, that was maybe, I don't get customers.
That's a shame.
Today's your lucky day, because I just need, any book you got on, mythology, cryptids, anything you got, and, stack it high.
And I need anything on magic.
Okay, lady, that will be aisle 3. Sir, that'll be aisle 5, and they have been numbered.
All right.
Okay, so Luke, you walk into that aisle and you see a lot of classic books on mythology. You see a lot of books on Greek mythology. You see encyclopedia of folklore monsters. You see a book on Irish fairy tales. You see a lot of books, but
Finley
nothing...
takes the book on Irish fairy tales.
Yeah, okay. Sheena, you find books on how to do magic tricks.
Okay.
you find books on, like, Houdini, and, like, a dude at Oxford talking about the history of witchcraft in, like, humanity consciousness, like, a history book. Like, there's nothing like, and this is how you do a fireball.
Yeah, I figured that.
A lot of, like, how to learn magic tricks, and they're, like, about card games and stuff.
Well, Sheena's just gonna check out any of the ones that are kind of like history books about actual witchcraft, if she can find any.
Yeah, I would like you to do... You know what? I'm not gonna make you roll for this because you are, like, a magic person. Yeah, this is all BS. None of this is anything.
Alright.
Like, none of it. A lot of the stuff they got wrong. Or, like, clearly don't know what they're talking about. Or it's, like, a dude at Cambridge, like, talking about how, like, sexism made Salem happen. Like, a lot of nonsense stuff.
Sheena's muttering that under her breath. Nope. Wrong.
Are there any books on, like, American cryptids and folklore?
No, I don't think there are.
They sold out.
I think there is a book on, like, Native American folklore, but there's not one about, like, urban, like, cryptozoology.
Luke's adding that to the pile. Like, imagine Luke's just slowly putting everything in his arms, and it's, like, slowly and slowly getting taller and taller.
Okay. Percy's like, so, what do you need all these books for? It seems like you have a lot there.
Finley goes up and is like, dude, you live in this town. You probably know why we need all these books.
He stares you dead like you dead in the eyes, and you can tell he is doing a lot to make his face not move.
Luke just goes, it's interesting, and I want to know. And then he sees anything, like, dealing with, like, vampires, like, a Dracula book he'll put on there. Like, he's just everything he needs.
Do you put Twilight on there?
Yep.
Oh, no!
He's like, you never know.
Okay, so Percy glares at you guys and goes, we have a 10-book rental limit.
I'm not renting. I'm buying.
Okay.
How much money do you have?
That'll be, like, a lot.
You keep in mind that I did have money saved up for across the country, and since I'm staying in here for now, there's a lot of that going to waste.
Okay, so, yeah, I'm not gonna make you, like, exchange in-game currency. You buy all these books.
As long as you have a good reason to have that much money.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I do.
Like, Finley bought one book on Irish fairy tales.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Luke had a lot of money saved up for this trip, like an extra, like if he wanted to buy souvenirs and stuff. So, like, he's just throwing it all down.
Where are we putting those books? In the back of the trunk full of blood?
It's clean now.
Yeah, it will.
Okay, so you did clean it.
Sure. maybe during the star wipe you went to, like, a car wash or something.
No. It was when we were at Henry's.
Yeah, no, there was
Finley
so
was
much...
using the holy water. They probably used up, like,
Okay.
5 water bottles on it.
Okay,
Finley.
the entire truck bed was... Okay, yeah, sure. Okay, yeah, sure.
I mean,
sure.
if you don't want that, I could just...
No, yeah.
We went to a car wash.
I think you used more than 5 water bottles on it, but
also, he lives in a strip mall, so, like, shouldn't there be places for, like, the mops to be refilled with water and...
Okay, yeah, for sure.
Like, that's what I meant by a hose. I was just
okay.
They cleaned it out somehow.
Yeah. So Percy does the thing of, like, when you clearly don't want to be talking to anyone, he, like, opens up the book and, like, holds it, like, high to his face. Like, blocking.
Sheena uses her finger and just pulls the book down slightly and just leans in, you know all your books on magic are fake, right?
Yeah, magic is fake.
Sheena glares and just pulls his book back up.
She's like full on Zuko. How could you say that?
Just the epitome of magic staring at him.
He has that book like up.
Luke is like, thank you for your business. Sorry that
Wait.
I like wiped you out of like a bunch of books.
Shouldn't it be him who's saying thank you for your business because you're the customer?
Luke's a polite person. He says thank you to like everyone.
You could throw a cup of soup in my face and I'd say sorry.
Oh no!
That's Luke. You'd say that. Keep in mind, his way to be like, you don't control me, was to just ride off in his motorcycle where you could easily follow him.
Yeah. Alright, so did we decide where we're headed next?
So now we need to find where to get weapons.
So you know that you can hit up the furniture store, and apparently there's like a weapons man in the woods, presumably, unless he died and got eaten.
Does this town not have a gun shop?
I don't have one on the books, and I don't think it would like give weapons like monster hunting weapons, you know.
Nah, I guess it'd be more like just hunting.
Yeah.
Maybe some fishing tackle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think a good place to
It'd probably
maybe
be a sports
go.
store, is what it is.
Yeah, Eden's Grove is still like a small town.
Yeah. I don't think we should go after the man in the woods, because I am currently wiped out of the woods.
We're not going into the woods.
Good.
Because last time we went to the woods, I got kidnapped.
Didn't you guys just promise Sarah you would go get Raphael from the woods?
After we get the weapons to go back into the woods.
After we get some R&R.
Yeah, for sure.
This is why Finley is stocking up, because they know that we're gonna have to go back into the woods at some point. Might as well do this now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, the last time they went to the woods, Luke got kidnapped. He wants to know his stuff.
Alright, let's go to the demon store.
Okay. I'll let you star wipe, but the next one will cost you.
You mean a
So-
roll for...
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So you arrive at Wormwood's Furniture and Wood Finery, and it is like a nice building. It looks good. It is probably the nicest thing besides like Town Hall in this entire place.
By the way, I love, like, the screw tape letters, reference there.
Mm-hmm.
It's very, very nice.
Oh, I have a good touchstone for this store. Okay, so you know how like a building gets torn down in an old town, and then the new one that is built is like way too modern, and so
Yeah.
the entire street is like old-timey building, old-timey building, old-timey building, and then there's just like the one that is way too new and sticks out like a sore thumb.
It's like,
Yeah.
it's square, and then the outside painted white, and then...
Yeah, it's kind of like that. It doesn't look like an Apple store because it's still like a furniture store, so it's okay.
It's the
Eden's
main
Grove-
street of every oldies
Yeah.
town, where like you can tell when you get off Main Street.
No, I'm just thinking, like, it's like the difference between a, like, the resale shops and then a JCPenney.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eden's Grove is rustic. This is the only building that looks like it's trying to put on rustic.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We walk in.
Okay, so the store is just full of cabinets and desks, and it has a really nice red carpet that's very fuzzy and fun to walk on, and it has a lot of it's beautiful in here and very ornate, and they've just stationed all of these really nice beautiful wood like pieces of furniture, and a lot of them are desks throughout the store, but you also see that they make art out of driftwood.
Oh, that's cool.
And so there's like driftwood that kind of looked like a swan and then was carved a little bit to look more like a swan. And like a driftwood that looks kind of like a dude, and they carved it to make it look more like a dude. Like there's a lot of driftwood art in here and it's placed around.
Instant, like, high alert.
Mm-hmm.
Wooden people.
Yeah. There's a large wooden bear, probably.
Finley turns to Sheena and is like, do you think they stock dog beds? Or maybe a cat tree for your pets?
I don't think they would need a cat tree. I'd need like 8 dog beds though. Or like 3 really big ones.
Or one really long one.
Yes. I just need another couch for all of them.
A futon, maybe.
A futon!
There's definitely a futon in here.
We come to this store for weapons, we go in and instantly start looking at the futons.
Yeah. It's nice. It's nice. It's got like clawed feet at the end. It's dope.
Oof. I don't know if I need something that fancy.
What were we here for again?
Weapons.
Right.
There's a spell on this place.
No, that's just me anytime I go into a store.
Alright, do we see anyone working here?
Yeah, you do. There are 3 people here. 2 of them are behind the counter and look like older gentlemen, and then there is one woman who is like darker skinned and short black hair who is doing a wood carving over in a corner. That is clearly made as a like you can watch me like do art. Kinda.
Luke, since he's not coming here for weapons, goes instantly towards the art corner.
Okay.
Sure, we'll follow. There's no one else to talk to, and obviously we can't just pick up a sword off of a, like, 900-year-old desk.
He just mentioned, like, 3 other people.
Yeah.
Yeah. There are 3 people here.
They're at the checkout.
They're at, like, the service desk.
Sheena's going to the service desk.
Okay. I think I'll do the art corner first. So, you walk up to the art area, and she looks up and she smiles at you, and she's got these really, really, okay, so Carmilla is very statuesque and, like, pretty in a kind of, ornamental way.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Carmilla kind of looks like an art piece. This person is, like, pretty in, like, a very natural and, like, approachable, like, a very organic way. Like, this person just seems like a very real kind of, appearance. And she smiles at you. She is in, like, cut-off jeans and, like, a work, t-shirt that probably has a heavy metal band on it, but she's wearing an apron and a name tag. The name tag says Shiva. And she smiles at Luke, and she's like, "Oh, hi!" And hello to you too, and waves at, Finley.
Hi, what are you working on?
It's wood.
Mm.
She winks and she's like, "Nah, I'm just kidding. This is gonna be like a cool shark."
That's really cool.
She, like, holds it up for you to see, and it already kind of looked like a shark, but you can see she's kind of making it more sharky. She's paying a lot of attention to the mouth and the teeth, and it looks really, really cool.
That's really badass.
Mm-hmm. She's like, "I found this just the other day, and I thought, how cute. And I brought it here, and I'm gonna see what I can do with it."
Now, where do you find driftwood here?
The lake.
Luke just closes his eyes and goes, other people think the lake is cool. Like that face that's just like, yes.
Yeah, right? I don't see a lot of people at the lake nowadays, but, she winks at you, Luke, and she's like, "I always get what I need."
Luke blushes at that, because that is extremely just like, what? Luke just pats his thighs like, okay.
Finley, do you want to do anything here?
Nope. Not really.
I would like to clarify. That was Sheba. That was in character.
Yeah, like the wink and everything.
No wink.
Shiba as in the Japanese dog?
No.
No, like Queen Sheba.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Sheba.
Yeah, not an I.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll cut over to the service desk. Sheena, you see two gentlemen. One is like a older looking gentleman. He looks like he's in his mid 40s. No, younger 40s. And he has slicked back, like greasy black hair with a gray streak. And he is wearing like a a black button-up shirt and nice gray slacks. And he is on like an iPhone, and the other gentleman is just this big, portly, older dude that has like that is balding and his hair is sticking up in like two very different directions, and he has these very, very thick eyebrows that almost cover his eyes, and he has a kind of poofy mustache. And he is standing there, but he appears to be asleep.
Okay, well, Sheena goes to the awake-looking one. And she's just like, "Hi, now correct me if I'm wrong, but I was told that you guys have weapons here?"
Oh yeah, like loads of them.
Cool.
He puts the iPhone down and is like, well, loads of them metaphorically.
And what does that mean?
I can get you whatever you want. Name it, and it will be here. But, we don't really have it now.
Uh-huh. Do you have, like, a catalog of any stuff you can get? Or is it literally anything?
Tell me what you want.
Jeez, I don't know. I just wanted to look.
Okay, well, and he claps his hands, and a big, nasty-looking barbed silver spear appears in his hands and drops. And it is just massive and thick, and it is barbed all the way down. And
That's gonna catch Finley's attention.
Yeah, and he's like, we have this pretty little number. I like to call it spear. And then he, like, puts it on the floor and puts his top hand on it, and then he like pushes it down and it just kind of disappears. And then he's like, or we could do something a little bit more modern. And he does the movement to do a card trick, like to pull a card out of his sleeve, but instead a gun is just there. And he pulls the trigger and a fire comes out of it, but like small fire. It's like a lighter. Like a lighter made to look like a gun. And he's like, we have this.
How do you do that? Because I want that.
Want what?
However you are doing this.
Oh, this is like a trade secret. And he claps the gun between his two hands and it's gone. And he's like, I can make a deal though.
What kind of deal?
Okay, so I would be willing to give you certain abilities that would allow you to do something akin to what I'm doing. And it'll cost you nothing material.
I would like to keep my soul, thank you.
Oh, no, we don't ask for souls, that's silly. Asking for things we already have, sort of thing. It's, no point. Why pay for something twice? I take a lot of things, but I think what I would just love from you is a small amount of your luck.
Oh.
Gee, well, I don't have a lot of that in the first place. Oof.
He frowns and is like,
Jamie's the only one who's spent luck.
maybe we could work something else out, but I'm afraid that's mostly what we deal in. Willing to make like a blood sacrifice, or...
Well, what?
Can you wait for 5 seconds?
Do you have like a Bitcoin account, maybe? Do you have Bitcoin?
Well, like, what kind of blood sacrifice are you talking? Like, do I have to go murder someone? Do I have to, like, cut myself and bleed a bunch for you?
Oh, no, nothing so barbaric. I would need you to do a murder, though, and bring me the head of the monster I request.
Which monster?
That's a good question. And he looks over at Al and he's like, I mean, at the other gentleman whose name tag is it just says Al on it. He's like, Al, buddy, wake up. And he like taps his stomach and he's like, come on, man. I need you right now. Don't you do this to me. Pushes it again and Al's like, and he like, he's like, I was awake.
She is trying very hard to keep a straight face.
The slick gentleman whose name tag you see, it has Bartimaeus Wormwood on it. It's a very big name tag. He's like, all right, Al, who do we hate the most right now? And I was like, church, burned down church. He's like, these are new customers. Let's start them off with a discount. It's like, Gollum, or like a fairy maybe, or like
Oh, I can friggin' do that.
We can do a fairy.
Yeah, okay. Kill me a fairy, and bring me the fairy's head, and we'll see what we can do.
We talking big fairy or small fairy? Because if it's a small fairy, that's a tiny head.
Like a mean one, not like a nice one. Yeah, like a mean one.
Yeah, okay.
Like a real nasty guy, like a big dude.
Now, is this just for the one weapon for Sheena, or can I get in on...
No, that'd be something else.
Okay.
One head per thing.
So if we bring you 2 fairy heads...
Yeah, sure, whatever.
Now, do we only get the weapons after we've done the head hunting?
Oh, yeah, no, we don't do anything for free. And, Bart is like, you know, my mother always said, if you're good at something, milk it for all it is worth. And that here is our company motto, and we live by it.
Okay, well, I will be working on that. In the meantime, do you have, like, a cool crossbow I can get with just, like, money?
We don't really need money. We like...
Okay, so you only deal in all this cryptid stuff, okay.
We like, blood sacrifices. We like luck. We will take, abilities and powers from you. We will exchange abilities. I don't know, you could convince us as if something valuable. You can see, as this conversation is going on, Al is just slowly slumping.
So, if we haven't decided on something, can we just go, like, do the head hunting and then come back and grab, you know, any one thing that we want?
Absolutely! You bring us the corpses and we will tell you what it is worth! And you hear, like, Sheba cheer from the corner. She's like, woo!
Well, that's not really helpful. I wanted something before I went on to get the corpses. It's the whole point of picking up gear.
Bart points at a hand-stitched, like, needlework that is hanging on the wall, and it says, if you are good at something, milk it for all that it is worth. He's like, company motto right there.
Do you know of anywhere where we can get stuff before we kill stuff?
Now, I am very, very conflicted because I know just so much. Don't I, Al? And Al is asleep. And he just kind of leans on Al. He puts, like, one arm up on Al, and he's like, and I love to lord that over people. But if I tell you that information, you are more likely to go to them. And
oh, no, don't get me wrong. I do really want this new power. Just to get that power, we're gonna need weapons before.
So, like, what do you want? Do you want to, like, fly? Do you want to breathe fire? Do you want to read minds?
No, I want to be able to summon weapons and stuff.
Oh, yeah. Bring me a head, or give me some of your luck, and I will see what I can do. and he, like, wiggles his fingers, and, like, a super pretty ornate sword, like, appears on the desk, and it is shiny and beautiful, and it looks just like Ignis.
Where did you get that?
He's like...
Out of a stone, probably.
He looks back and forth, and he, like, gestures, like, come here. Like, lean forward.
Sheena leans forward.
And he leans in, and he whispers in your ear, I killed an angel for this. And he leans back.
Sheena grabs his lapels and pulls him towards her. Just, you did what?
He's like, oh, yeah, that was a good day.
Which angel?
You did what?
Started with an M. He was so annoying.
Wait, an N?
Yeah, with an M. He went out early.
Sheena lets go and just, oh, okay, different angel.
He owned this building before us, and we were like, you know what would be funny if, like, we murdered and ate him, and then we did that.
Alright,
yeah.
We don't really care about that one, but, like, there is one angel. It would be nice if you didn't kill him until we find him.
Could you give us the name so we know you called dibs?
Raphael. He's got a sword just like that, so he can't miss him.
He's like, oh, yeah, he wasn't exactly on the hit list anymore.
Alright, cool.
Yeah, that situation should work itself out. If you see him, tell him hi. I would love to talk to him.
This feels like some shaky ground.
Al is a marvelous conversationalist, and he pats Al's cheek, and he's like, and the hours we spent together, I would not give for anything, but he's basically legally dead, and Sheba is lame, and Sheba is just like, woo, from the corner, and he's like, so, I am starved for polite company. I would love it if you could come back. Preferably with, like, dead things.
Mm-hmm. In the meantime, as I was asking before, to get those dead things, can you recommend us to anywhere to get weapons so we can kill those things?
Alternatively, in exchange for us coming back, can you give us anything?
Now that's an interesting deal. Okay, tell you what.
Just something, light, little simple. Just that we'll come back and talk to you again. You won't be stuck with Al or Shiva.
He pulls out a match and lights it, and then draws a line on the desk, and from the line of fire pulls out a contract and rolls it out. And he's like, if you promise to come back with Raphael in tow, alive, I will happily let you have one thing from our wares. Right here, right now. Won't cost you anything but a promise.
Now see, I already did something like this, and it did not really end well for me, so I'm gonna have to say no from experience. So I'm out.
He's like, deal with the angels?
Yeah.
Well, that was your first mistake. They're gonna strong-arm you. Me? I make really simple, really clear contracts.
Yeah, usually with these contracts, there's usually a twist at the end, and don't want to have to deal with that.
Look, you're not dealing with Rumpelstiltskin here, kid.
Hey, I don't know.
Look, I'll just be honest, it's not a good idea to make a contract when you currently have a contract involving the same subject of matter with another person. So, since we already have a contract with the church involving Raphael, we'll have to pass on this until we finish the one with the church, and then we'll see if we can bring Raphael.
He sighs and, like, lowers Al's jaw and slowly pushes the contract into it and starts moving the jaw up and down in a chewing motion.
But you know what? Because you tried, we will come back.
I am so excited. I am counting the seconds. 1.
Okay, no, stop.
2.
We
This
didn't
is a
even
countdown.
leave.
Please leave the store. if you're not gonna pay for stuff, I can't have you crowding the merchandise.
Oh wait, what about the futon?
I'm not getting that expensive futon for 8 Fresno Nightcrawlers.
What about the dog beds?
Do you have dog beds?
We don't sell dog beds.
Yeah, I figured.
That's a furniture. It's a bed.
I could make a dog bed.
But I probably have to pay for it with, like, luck or something.
Yeah, or like abilities? Do you have
No.
Do you have a power you're not particularly invested in?
I
Or
could
maybe
trade bottles of holy water.
He hisses. And like you could like hackles raise? Like the back of him vibrates and lifts and spikes.
Dang, it sucks. Everyone uses a different currency in this town.
Like a distorted image, and he's like, you take that nasty, gross Diet Coke knockoff away from here,
It's not in here.
or we will have words.
I didn't bring it in, don't worry.
He points below the stitched company motto, and now there is a second sign, also hand-stitched, and it says, no holy water, and there's like a beautiful stitched flower in it. It looks like it was made by a grandma.
That's beautiful.
It's like, my mother made it.
No, it's cool. Yeah.
Are you dishonoring my mother?
I'm not about to bring drinking onto the premises.
And you don't see this, but the audience does. You see Sheba slowly lower a flask back into their apron.
Luke sees this, so Luke just kind of laughs a bit like he covers his mouth. Luke's over by Sheba.
Finley actually thinks that the cross stitching is very nice.
He's like, hey, when you're willing to do business, come back. Bring me,
Yeah.
All right.
We'll go find those fairy heads.
Oh, are you attached to a particular, shall we say, physique?
Yes?
What?
Okay, so out of character, you can trade moves, stats, and luck here for, weapons and other moves and that kind of thing. So if you're willing to lose, a plus in a stat you have, or give up luck or one of the moves you have gained in exchange for something else, you can trade those too. I forgot you could also change stats here.
Ooh, do we have to use charm for anything other than manipulating people?
You're Sheena. You need your charm.
No, but I have an ability that allows me to use weird instead of charm.
Oh, right.
So do we need charm for anything else?
I don't believe so.
I'm gonna trade more charm.
Riley, can I trade my stat of one cool?
You can't lower a negative stat. If it's already negative, you can't
It's
do
not
that.
negative stat. It's a +1 cool.
Luke absolutely could sell out that cool.
I
think you
won't do
need
that.
cool.
Luke kind of just popped in and goes, "What do y'all need?" Like he was kind of like got bored a little bit and was like, starting, "What do y'all need?"
Are you offering this lamb to the slaughter?
He seems willing.
Sure.
Cool.
Does Luke even know what's going on?
Nope.
So Bartimaeus is like, alright, champ, this is gonna hurt a bit. And you know how doctors, when they're gonna give you a shot, are like, I'm gonna count to 3. And then they do it on like 2, and that's because it'll make it hurt less.
Trust me, I take shots a lot. Trust me, I understand.
He puts his hand on your shoulder and goes, I'm going to do it on 3, but like for real.
Okay.
And then he just plunges his hand into your chest. And Luke, please lower your cooldown to a 0.
Yeah.
Luke instantly becomes uncool.
Oh no. Luke's anxiety increases by 1.
He loses his plaid, and it just kind of becomes a shirt.
Oh no, the plaid's already gone.
No, the whole part of this is that I just needed him to be less chill in panicking situations.
Yeah, Luke can now panic. You gain the ability Panic.
He pulls it out, like his hand out, and he's holding something glowing, and he just kind of, like, slips it into his shirt pocket and pats it, and he's like, okay, so, what was that for?
That was from Luke. So...
What do you want?
Luke doesn't want anything.
I'm good. Do y'all need some?
So, rock, paper, scissors?
Sheena, go ahead.
Cool. I want that thing you were doing.
The spear?
No, not the spear. I want the she wiggles her fingers. The ability to summon said spear and sword and etc.
Perhaps I can offer you a little something from my own personal collection. And he, like, reaches down behind the desk and pulls out, like, a cartoony red-pointed demon trident. And he's like, that's just a joke. And tosses it, and you just hear, like, clattering. It's like, but for real, though, I need you to come here.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, and he is like, oh, do you have, like, a human heart? Or, like a...
You know, I'm not entirely sure.
Because, like, I need to grab your heart for this. So, I'm just gonna aim.
I might have 2 hearts, so that's okay.
Tell you what, it'll be fine. I'll just, it'll be fine. And he plunges his hand into your chest. And he's like, oh, yeah, you do, that's fun. And, you are going to get, what is this ability called? One moment, let me find it again.
Can't wait to summon weapons.
I am bad at things. Okay, so, summon, it's just called summon weapon, and put it down. And you are going to have to roll plus weird for this.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Roll plus weird. Is it just to summon any weapon?
Yeah. Yeah, you have to visualize it, but when you summon it, it'll build based on your roll.
Rad.
Mm-hmm.
I am super excited.
And he claps his hands together. He's like, I am so glad we could do business.
I am too. And we still might be back with those fairy heads.
Don't tell Al this, but... And he looks around conspiratorially, and he leans in, he's like, you're my favorite.
Thank you.
And he's like, Al's the worst. Al is just so terrible.
Yeah. Just being dead.
He's like... He's basically... He, like, snaps his fingers and, like, a cloth appears and he just drapes it over Al. And he's like... He's basically just like a coat hanger.
Yeah.
I stabbed him once, didn't even notice.
I mean, that must be fun.
It wears old after a bit.
That is true.
It's better when they like, I've been stabbed.
I could see that, yeah.
What are your thoughts on Carmilla?
Well,
we do have our friend here is rooming with him now, and I think that he might like some advice on that.
Luke just waves.
So, here's the deal. And he looks at Luke and he's like, you and your dumb, handsome face are in a really good spot. Don't blow this for yourself.
Okay.
That was not the advice I was looking for, but okay.
The more pathetic you can act, the better. Maybe...
Oh, he's got that covered.
Maybe pretend like...
Ouch.
Like you...
Okay.
Like you're colorblind, or maybe you limp. Were you on like a chess club at school?
Not that, but I
Were you really into Yu-Gi-Oh?
No.
Well, just really lost lamb it up. Just really
I
can
don't need any help
see,
with that.
I can really see you've kind of cashed in on that aesthetic, but just really, really play it up. She's got a very specific type.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure there's a reason for that.
Riley. Oh no, I'll ask later. Oh my god.
Oh, man.
Oh my god.
Well, I got what I wanted.
Yep, and, well, I'll just have to deal with it for now.
I'm good. I nothing really bothers me. I'm good. I don't know what he took.
Hey, Finley. I can
Yes?
summon you weapons.
Nice.
Wouldn't that
Or, hear me out, Finley. Master of mayhem. Mayor of murder. Hear me out.
I'm listening.
Just like a really big gun. And he pulls out like a Gatling gun and sets it down on the desk.
Ooh.
And he's like, this bad boy will only cost you like one luck. You know? Just one piece of your luck. Just give it to me. Just like a little bit. You know? It's like a really big gun. Check it. It's got so many bullets. Where do they come from? I don't know.
Oh, I have a question.
Infinite bullets.
You can have this. He's still patting it.
Did the weapons, last a certain amount of time? Or do they last forever until I make them disappear?
That depends.
It looks like they last until you put them down.
How bad are you at things?
That's true. If I roll bad, I'll probably not last that long.
He is like, or, get this, and he shrinks down the Gatling gun till it's like keychain sized. And he's like, it's a minigun.
Oh,
Get
it's
it.
so cute.
The bullets will still be tiny. I do not think this would hurt real bad, but, you know.
Nah, I need something that does damage. Like, damage trademark damage.
Like a battle axe? He, hefts up a battle axe, puts it down.
Nah, guns are fine.
Okay.
You know, something that can kill a huge, giant monster?
I call this the fly swatter. And he pulls out, a gun that is made entirely out of what appears to be, silver. And he's like, I think this will be perfect for what you, particular, are looking for, Finley.
Now, is this made by humans?
Oh no, all of this is artisan. This is
Alright.
primo. We make this ourselves with our brain thoughts.
Can you describe this gun again?
It looks like a handgun with a really long barrel and made entirely out of silver. Just a little bit of your luck. You know? And who needs luck when you have cool guns?
Out of character. Can I know how much damage this is gonna do? Or do I have to buy it first?
It will do 3 damage to non-fairies.
Alright.
And more to fairies, if I need to specify.
Well, okay. I already have a weapon that will do 4 harm against fairies.
But you do need something that does damage to non-fairies.
This is a gun,
Yeah.
whereas the stuff you have is close combat.
Yeah, that makes sense.
He wiggles it a little bit.
Sounds
He's
like
like,
everything I need.
It's shiny. He catches it by the barrel and gestures the whacking. He's like, you could whack him with it. It'll burn him real good. Oh. That might. Huh.
What?
Why would you?
What's the problem?
Why would you whack a fairy with a gun?
If it's right there and flying around too fast and you can't shoot it?
It's too close. It's a
Yeah.
fly swatter. Didn't he just say it was called the fly swatter?
He did name it the fly swatter.
It does extra damage if you use it melee.
That's the secret third option. It does 7 damage, but only if you hit someone with it physically. No.
It's tries to knock someone out, accidentally kills them.
Oh no.
And he like puts it down and brings it back up, and now it's got a wooden handle, and he's like, and he puts it down and brings it back up, and now it's got like, I don't know, something dumb on it.
You want this, right, Finley?
I want it so badly.
It's got like a second barrel.
Okay, no.
Longer than the barrel before. He lowers it down, he pulls it back up, it looks,
Alright.
yeah.
Customize it how you want, and I will pay for it.
What kind of sick decals do you want on this thing, bud? I can make this look like Optimus Prime. And he lowers it and brings it back up, and now it's got flames painted on it.
Oh my gosh.
I think this is my favorite character.
I get to customize my gun, and now it's like playing a video game all over again. We gotta spend 5 hours in the character creation screen.
Do you want it to look like a dragon? And he lowers it and pulls it up, and it looks like a dragon. And he's like,
It's a knife gun.
no, that sounds dumb. And he lowers it and pulls it back up. And now it's got your name inscribed on it. And it just says Finley's gun.
Okay, no, that's a bad idea.
And he's like, you're right. That could be anybody. And he lowers it again. And he brings it back up, and it says, this guy's gun, and it's got an arrow pointing up on it. Carved into it, like, on the barrel, so it points at whoever's pointing it.
I vote that one.
Let's go back to the just silver with a wooden handle.
He's like, that is a very good decision. And he lowers it and brings it back up, and it looks like that. And he's like,
Classic is good.
yeah.
Now, Sheena, what are you paying for this? Like,
My luck? Whatever that
I mean,
means.
I haven't had the worst luck. Like,
It's fine. I'll be fine. I've got these cool new powers now. She wiggles her fingers.
menacingly.
okay, out of character. Let's just discuss this. Jamie, you've spent luck.
Yeah.
Yup.
I mean, if you're totally okay with this, but like, I haven't spent any luck.
Sheena feels bad about taking whatever it was that they took from Luke.
Alright, Finley will pay for whatever Luke wants later. How about that?
Okay.
Just ring around the rosy with stuff.
Yeah, but like,
Want anything right now?
give it later. Just later.
Okay, so who's paying? Like, for realsies?
Guess Sheena is.
I will be paying.
Okay. Hand in the chest, and he just shoves it in again. Pulls it out, and Sheena, I would like you to mark off one luck.
Alright. I am at 2.
And he's like, and he hands it over, but he's holding the barrel of the gun, so handle is pointed at you.
That's a proper way to hand someone a gun.
Mm-hmm. And he's like, be careful with this. It's just very powerful.
Alright.
Also, it is a gun. We had like a fun bit where I was very charming, and I sold you this gun masterfully.
I will always remember this.
Yeah, it is super dangerous, and like, I don't know, maybe hot, I don't know, and he hands it to you.
Finley takes it?
Does he find everyone attractive?
No, he's talking about the gun is hot.
He's saying it might be like hot off the press. Does it burn a sigil into my palm?
You grab it by the handle?
Yeah.
It burns! No, I'm kidding.
Alright. Tell me the stats.
It does feel warm in your hand, though. Okay,
That's rad.
so, Luke, not Luke, Finley. You now have, in your inventory, the fly swatter. It is a silver gun with a wooden handle. It has tags, it has close and far range on it.
Alright.
3 harm, 4 against fairies. I would also like you to add the tags dangerous and cursed to it.
Okay.
Also, it does feel really warm in your hand.
It's nice. It's like it's always at that point right after you shot it a couple times.
He, like, narrows his eyes and he's like, that's kind of creepy, but okay.
You're the one who sold me a cursed gun.
You bought a cursed gun. What does that say about you? What does that say about your moral failings, huh?
Sheena bought a cursed gun.
I bought a cursed
power, I guess.
We don't need to argue about who bought what.
Luke
He's
just
like-
goes, I bought a bunch of books.
Okay, that sounds like a nerd thing, though.
You did, you nerd.
Oh, no.
Do you want to be Luke? Buddy. Hey,
Yeah?
friend.
What?
What do you want? You want riches? You want, like, wealth? You want to be, like, even more handsome? I know that sounds like a stretch for you, but believe me, I can do it.
Luke just goes, nah, I got the books because I don't want to get kidnapped again by stuff.
Yeah, if you get kidnapped, you'll just have some reading material while you wait for us to save you.
You know, I
That's-
don't know what the heck's kidnapping me.
You are no fun.
Alright, well,
And he leans his whole body against Al.
I have a question about this power. One last question.
Alright, go for it, Thug.
What counts as weapons? Can I summon, like, a book on magic to cast spells from?
No,
not unless you're gonna hit them with a book.
it needs to be a tool with killing intent behind it.
Like a eldritch spellbook?
If you die when you touch it, maybe.
If the book was long and sharp and shaped like a sword, yes.
Alright, good to know.
Yeah. Alright, cool. We'll be seeing you, maybe.
Sheena waves and is like, please come again.
Alright. And Luke waves back because he's like, this has been fun. I've had a good time.
Yeah. She is this person. She, like, blows a kiss at you, Luke.
Luke just smiles and walks out because this has been a good day for Luke.
Yeah, it has. I imagine every day is a good day for Luke here.
Also, I love that, like, Luke finding out that 34 people went missing is shocking, but then having someone thrust their hand into his chest is not.
No, it was kind of shocking, and then he was just like, you know what?
Yeah, roll with it. This is all like a bad dream, probably.
That's the point where he starts rolling with it.
Yeah.
Alright. Well, we should go out and find the boy.
That's right, you guys have to go find that boy.
Right now?
I agree. Well, we should determine that we're going to go find the boy.
I mean, what? It's still like 3 o'clock. We've been walking around. It doesn't take that long to get to different stores.
Yeah.
And we've geared up. Why not go into the forest while there's still daylight?
Go for it, Thug. Okay.
Alright.
We're gonna find the boy.
I would like someone to roll searching the woods.
Alright, that's me.
Oh, I was thinking
Sheena-
Sheena because Sheena feels
Yeah.
obligated.
Oh
to do
yeah,
it.
it is Sheena's contract.
Yeah. What am I adding to this?
You're sharp.
My sharp, which is 0. 10.
Okay. So, you gain a +1 to investigating a mystery in the woods. That's cool. Remember that. And
I get
So-
+2 then.
yeah, it's not too long. You are all in the truck and you're driving into the woods and you're on the road. And it's it's 3 p.m., it's mid-afternoon. And then you don't really have to go too far once you're in the woods. You're about maybe a third of the way in when Raphael comes barreling out into the middle of the road and almost gets hit by your truck. And you see his priest outfit is torn and bloodied, and he has a bruise on his cheek, and his hair is messed up, and he has Ignis drawn.
We found the boy!
Sheena jumps out and hugs him.
He's like, no, go! And you see a tree fall over because it has been pushed over. And walking towards you guys is Grendel. You see the 13-foot tall, greenish monster man, and his eyes are narrowed, and he is frowning. And behind him, who is even taller, you see Grendel's mother, who is, I would say, her shoulder comes to Grendel's head. So she's a head taller than Grendel. And she is, how do I describe her body type? She's not jacked like Grendel. She's got like a softer body type. She looks like a mom, and she's wearing like a dress, but like a short skirt dress, also made out of the same rag material that Grendel's loincloth is made out of, and she has these long green kind of seaweedy hair that goes down, that just like cascades down her back in just like this tangled mess, and she has matching these yellow cat-like eyes. She crosses her arms and you see she has like tattoos, and she looks at you all and goes, "All right, so which of you is the changeling?"